get into it, please greet our listeners.
Good morning to our amazing listeners. I hope you guys are fantastic today.
Cracks of the matters of today.
Yes, we can. So today we're going to talk about how to reframe low confidence within yourself when you're dealing with a highly intimidating personality.
Ooh,
We know those individuals in our lives that they are very well spoken, but they express themselves loudly, and
yes.
their aura, their presence, they can come across as very intense.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are someone who has, self-esteem issues, you have low confidence, it is so easy when you're in conversation with that person to feel intimidated and to feel like I can't do anything, I can't say anything. All you want to do is just hide or run away, get into
Yes.
that freeze or fight mode.
Oh, yes.
So engaging in a conversation with someone who is highly dominant, assertive or intense, in as much as it can be very intimidating, it actually is not as difficult as we think. Because the issue is not that you as the person are not enough. Often the problem is that your understanding and your perception about the dominant personality's communication style is a little bit distorted, so then you end up internalizing and taking it as if it's a reflection of your own self-worth,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not. So the first thing is, when you're in that situation, you need to, when this person is speaking to you, you need to realize that they're not attacking you. The reason why you feel intimidated is because this person is expressing certainty loudly. And any increase of volume and tone in a conversation can trigger anxiety. And this is because strong personalities, they speak very decisively and they maintain a very strong eye contact. They challenge ideas directly. And sometimes, and most of them are actually very good leaders. So their presence is so strong, it feels like they're taking up space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's important to also remember that it doesn't mean that they are superior to you. It
Yes.
simply reflects that their communication style, this is how comfortable they are in expressing themselves. Chances are this is what they've learned and they've grown accustomed to it. So their level of energy when they're projecting themselves, when they're expressing themselves, is not a verdict on your self-worth or your value.
Oh, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As
It,
you... Oh, sorry, on that one, you can continue.
no, it's okay. You can ask.
Because now, as you're speaking on it and you identified the tone and how they are expressing and the way they are speaking, right? So, for
Mm-hmm.
someone else who is, as you're saying, it's not an expression of your self worth, definitely. So, as
Mm-hmm.
they are expressing themselves in a way that feels, let me just talk about the tone now, the tone that says they are being disrespectful. So how does one now see a thin line between them speaking to you in a tone that is saying, no, this is how I'm expressing myself, or this is how I'm being disrespectful? Because at times people that are dominant, you cannot actually draw the line in between.
That is so true. So
Mm-hmm.
you can have, so there's two different scenarios. You can have someone that is dominant, but they're able to speak with respect. It's just that they're
Yes.
passionate.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can have someone that is dominant, but they're also very disrespectful. I think
Yes.
disrespect can never be an excuse for, oh, this is how I communicate.
Mm-hmm.
So the moment you sense disrespect, allow this person to say everything they're saying,
Mm-hmm.
right? The most important thing is you need to remain calm.
Yes.
Because if you are not calm, the situation will escalate and that'll just be a match and nothing good is going to come out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it's your opportunity to speak, take a deep breath and say, I appreciate that you've expressed yourself, but I
Yes.
do not appreciate the disrespect. If you
Mm.
insult me, for instance, or if you use vulgar words, it is derogatory and I do not entertain such. So we can end the conversation here, and then at a later stage when you're calm, then we can revisit it and then speak properly.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you so much. Then you can continue.
Right. Thank you so much for that question. It's actually a very important question. Um, So one of the things that you need to do is you need to separate presence from power. So
Yes.
someone being bold does not mean that they're more capable than you. Sometimes we see these strong personalities, they speak so powerfully, and then you be having low self-esteem, you'll feel like, oh, you feel incompetent actually. You feel like I can't do anything because, this person is like this and I'm like that, especially in a work situation where it's so easy to be bullied because now this person is so good at expressing themselves and you haven't actually learned how to communicate effectively. So in that instance, it's important to draw that thin line that a person can have presence, but it doesn't mean that they have authority over you.
Yes.
And it also doesn't mean that they're more capable than you. So someone can make a lot of noise, but when you look closely, you realize that they actually don't have anything substantial to back up what they're saying. And at best, they're just throwing baseless accusations around or just throwing a tantrum, depending on the type of conversation that you guys are having.
Oh, yes.
So again, to reiterate, you need to constantly just stay calm. I think your power as someone who is more soft-spoken is your temperament and staying calm. Because if you look closely at the person, you can see whether their confidence is rooted in competence or if it's just overexertion that is actually projecting and hiding their fear and insecurity that dominant person doesn't actually want you to see.
Yes.
Yes. So it is important to regulate your physiology first. So practical tools that you can do in a situation like that is breathe slowly. And this is so nice because the other person can't see that you're regulating your breathing. So you breathe slowly, counting from 1 until 4, breathing out. So it'll be like breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, breathe out again, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, just until you can feel the anxiety is subsiding. And then if you're in a boardroom situation where you're sitting, you can sit up straight, to position yourself for your quiet authority. And then you keep your voice steady, and then you pause before responding. This allows you to tap into your own authority. All of us have authority within ourselves.
Yes.
The difference is that I can be someone who is very soft-spoken, and you can be someone that's very loudly spoken. And then if I don't regulate my own emotions, I actually abandon my own authority that I have. And you find that even though I speak softly, when I speak, my presence and authority is felt in the boardroom, for instance, without me having to escalate the volume of my voice.
Sure. Yeah. Because as you're speaking, you're reminding me of, because I work with a lot of group of women, like organizations. So we do have meetings. Then when you find that, as you're speaking right now, I realize that it's very important actually to know who you are as an individual, because you'll definitely meet different people who have different communication styles. And as you're speaking, because sometimes the one who is dominant, you'll find that you are thinking that they are actually attacking the person that you are. So that's why it's very important for me. That's why I like saying that it's very important to know who you are and where is your authority and how is it standing. Because when you're speaking of breathing in and breathing out, for some people will find that it's not even easy to get to that point. So how does one bring themselves to that point of now it's time for me to breathe?
The most important thing, it takes a lot of practice. Like with any muscle, if you have to now go to the gym and exercise your physical muscle, exercising self-control, there's an imaginary muscle there where you literally have to exercise staying calm when someone is provoking you. Exercising self-awareness, it's a muscle that you have to be intentional about. For you to even know, like right now when you're speaking, I have to be aware of my emotions and how I feel about what you are saying to me.
Yes.
But for me to get to that place, I need to actually practice. So it's a matter of being intentional about reflection. At the end of your day, how you can reflect on how was my day today.
Yes.
When I had a conversation with my colleague, how did that make me feel?
Yes.
It doesn't have to be like a 30-minute journaling experience, it could be 5 minutes, but it's just so that you become more attuned with yourself.
Yeah.
And with the more you practice it, as these moments, abruptly just come up in meetings, by the way, the corridors or the coffee station, you're able to start quickly picking it up to say, oh, okay, you know what? I don't like her tone.
Yeah.
And then you can decide, okay, should I address it now? Is this the timing to address it? And then you check also the person's mood, check the content of what they're saying. Were they making a joke? Okay, maybe I'm overreacting.
Yes.
So you're able to actually have those internal conversations within yourself while you're in that moment and choose the right way to respond if you've been practicing self-awareness. It's not going to happen magically on its own. I think
Yes.
there's something that, as part of our transformational journey, we did speak about 2026 being serious about our transformation and making changes in our lives. One of those things is being intentional in paying attention to your thoughts, your thought patterns,
Yes.
and when you're thinking these thoughts, what emotions are triggered inside of me, so that you're better able to regulate yourself and manage yourself well.
Oh, okay. Now let's take this to the person who is dominant, right? How important is it for them as well to understand the environment that you are in and the kind of people that you'll be engaging with?
It is so important for them to understand, but also in an ideal world, everyone is passionate about personal development.
Yes.
Everyone is passionate about looking at which areas do I need to improve, what can I do.
Yes.
Everyone is doing all of that, but unfortunately in the real world where we're living in, some people are not self-aware.
Yeah,
All they know
true
is,
that.
I feel energy, and when I feel this energy, I feel powerful.
Yes.
And because I've never had an opportunity to be powerful before, this is my time. My thing is, my self-worth lies in always being powerful.
Yeah.
So now you're always going to find yourself in those situations where there is a dominant person who is aware or wants to learn or is willing to do the work. And for that
Yes.
person, I would say it takes great courage to have the humility to be honest with yourself, to say, you know what, a lot of the friction that I'm facing in my workplace, the tension that I'm facing in my relationships, I am a big contributor of that. I can't always be in tense situations and then expecting that, people around me have issues. I go to this company, those people have issues. I'm at the mall, those people have issues. How am I expressing myself?
Yes.
And I think humility in yourself to say, you know what, I need to work on myself, get help, get coaching, get counseling, work on yourself, and be patient with yourself and show grace on yourself.
Wow.
And then for the dominant person who feels that there's nothing absolutely wrong with them, it is up to us, the loved ones in their lives, to just continue to be gracious and loving and pray for them and hope that eventually they come to a place where they realize that, hey, I need to make a change. Because if there's one thing that's constant in life, is change. Us changing, becoming different people, better versions, adapting to circumstances around us, but also the environment around us constantly also changing, challenging us, pruning us, assisting us in all of that. So there's a lot of patience that is needed on both the dominant personality and the more subtly quiet personality. But I think there's grace, and when we pray and we ask God to help us in navigating our relationships, things in the end do end up for our good.
Sure, that is so beautiful. I just love what you said, that we should be able to work on ourselves on both sides.